Welcome to the Loud Lounge with yours truly, Selector, and today I have my good friend that's been ducking me for this interview. I finally have my good friend DJ Maestro in the building. Welcome to the Loud Lounge. This is an interview that, believe it or not, Bermuda, took me a year and a half to pull off. Because every time he calls me, I'm busy, and every time I call him, he's busy. So we finally caught him. You hear that? It's not me ducking. It just, we finally caught him, man. Time hasn't been arranging itself properly. Life has been lifing. Yeah, so it's fitting that we have this conversation on this great day. As those who can see, I'm wearing my Liverpool jersey, and this man is a United fan. I'm not that on my United jersey because we're in shambles. So let's not be too much long talk and let's get straight into it. Yeah, man. So Bermuda, people that don't know, Maestro is a DJ that has also been affiliated with many songs. He grew up in my era of playing music. Now he's progressed to the radio life and becoming one of Bermuda's top tier versatile DJs. Because some people will call you a circle man, but all of us know that your background is dancehall. Hey. And now you can catch him every weekday on IRIE 98.3 FM. Yep. The Feel Good Station. Feel Good Station. At what time, Maestro? 4 to 6 p.m. Drive FM show. Can't get wrong. No. Let's get off. Let's start off on we want to start to the history of Maestro. What got Maestro into DJing first off? Well, I would say, for one, music has always been inside me. That's just me. I'm music. That's Maestro. Yeah. I'm a natural drummer. I be Gombey. I, started spinning records around 14 with OutKast Crew. That's Jim Brown, that's Fireman, that's DJ Jules, that's DJ Aztec. That was the whole scene back then in 2000, 2002. Yeah. You're shooting your age. City Glaze, right? City Glaze. Yeah. But I started in the bedroom, man, DJing so, my brother's like, hey, come off. Because we had rappers back then. Yeah. And he didn't want me to break the needle. I was like, I just want to mix, man. I just want to know how to mix. Like, nope, you ain't breaking no needles. I'm gotta go to pay for the no. But when he wasn't on, you have guys like Jim Brown be like, hey, yeah, let you do it. Yeah. Let me make a tape. Nah, yeah, that was he did. Let me make a tape. So I go in there, make a tape, start mixing. He'd be out in my living room somewhere playing PlayStation. He'd be like, yo, who's mixing like that? I'm just in the back, getting my doing. He'd be like, yo, this guy is mixing some stuff right now. You know what I mean? So I'm listening back to my tape. I'm like, hey, pretty good. I could really do this. Now, yeah, you talked about your crew, OutKast. Mm-hmm. We have to shout out to Jules. Mm-hmm. We have to shout out to Aztec. Yeah. We have to shout out to Jim Brown. And we also have to shout out you because, believe it or not, OutKast as a song for us 4 different great DJ personalities. Shout out to my boy Aztec. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Jimmy. You diehard Man United fans, I think that's the plan to be an OutKast. That's why I never got that awesome OutKast hookup, because to be an awesome, you have to be a Liverpool fan. Yeah, that made a lot of sense to it. That just made a sense. Yeah, it made a lot of sense because Aztec is a Man United fan, and Jules too. Yeah, so and Jimmy. Yeah, I already knew that, but hey, what could I say, man? So let's talk about how you first started off. There's not too many guys out there that can say started off on records. So what was it like in your transformation? You started off with vinyl, then we moved to CD. Yeah. Then we gradually got into Serato. What was that like for you? I caught the tail end of records. Like I said, I never played in a dance with records. That was always in the bedroom. Yeah. My first dance ever was at Island Ranges with Lanky Gaza and Carly Shatta at Kingstar Music on CDs. Okay. Talk about throwing into the weed. You got thrown into the fire. So how did you make out? Because you're supposed to be a red devil, so you're supposed to adjust. So talk to me. Bro, I'm like, you want to talk about nice? These guys played before me. I'm the last to come on. What do you think they done?
Beat out everything
in Tommy. So in my mind, that was my first test, and I learned from that. Like, always be prepared to play last. Always have a segment or some lined up.
But you know what's ironic? That was me. So guys that knew me, I first was in Dynasty, and then I came to Awesome.
Yeah.
So Awesome, every 20th of May, used to have a party around Princess Street. We'll play at Princess Street, then we'll go to Teal's Hill.
Right.
So the year I say, yeah, Rocky and Mark, let me slip through. Yeah, come through and play. Magic played before me. So you got a young guy that's like, yeah, look, I got my hits in my mind. I'm going to play this, this, and this.
Right.
Magic beat out everything in front of me. So I was like, what do I do now? But that was me getting thrown into fire and understand. So I knew exactly your mindset. It was like, you got to be prepared to play last. And you also got to think, if he does this, what do I do now?
Honestly, at that age and at that time, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, I'm going to play what I know. And if they like it, they like it. If they do me, I ain't never doing this again. But I think I did it.
And that's why we have you here today.
Yeah.
Now, speaking on that, what was it like? And all DJs have these moments where they didn't have the A game. What was that like? Because some guys say, I never had a beer at night. I was like, you're lying. If you've been in this industry, the longevity that I've seen you have, me have, and a lot of guys that are playing music, it's like, you have that moment where you don't play your best.
Well, I can give you many stories of a beer at night. But
let's start with one.
the one I always remember, and I rate Carly for this here because he told me I learned lessons in this DJ game. I learned lessons. I was doing a 45 shootout of Club Malabar. You remember that?
Yeah.
I won my first round. I can't remember who it was playing against. But I told the promoter, no, I can't do it because the night of the finals was the same night as my mama's birthday. Okay. So in that, they had brought on the second place winner of the other run or whatever, which was Zedai.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to go up against Curly. But I switched my mind. I was like, yo, now I'm going to go up there. I told Jules, tell the promoter, we're going to go up there. We're going to clash or whatever. So he was like, you sure you want to do that? I'm like, yeah. Me, still trying to do both. Do my mama's party and go up the clash. I ended up getting hot at my mama's party, right up in the clash. Kyrie was like, look, man, I don't want to do this to you. You're my boy. You're my boy. And this was like the grand prize was just a trip to Atlanta to play out in Atlanta. Yeah. So in my mind, yeah, I could do this. I'm gonna win this clash, go to Atlanta to play, start him. But Kyrie's like, look, man, I didn't want to do this to you. I didn't have this line up for you. I had this line up for Zedai. Because him and Zedai must have had an intense battle.
Yeah, a battle, yeah.
So when I came back on and said, yeah, I want to do the clash, it's like, all right, well, you're going to take this licking. Hey, I said, I got spanked? I was not on my A game. And Jules was my MZ. Jules he was rattled because we was getting spanked. I'm looking for tune. Kylie was doing every clash trick in the book. In the book. When it comes to clashing, every dirty trick, every sneaky move, he was pulling off.
So to bring it back in a scale where people could understand, it was kind of like the Man United played at Enfield and we beat you 7-0. No matter what you did, you was in it. You was in it.
You use that analogy for this? Just for this? I'll take that. But it was like, okay, this is a realm I've never been in. This is a realm I'm going to learn afterwards.
Yeah.
All right.
So I can honestly do this to you. Say, look, you made it through. Because we all have that moment where, it's between me and you, even though people's watching this conversation.
Yeah.
You have that moment when you got in, looked in the mirror, I don't want to do this, or I'm not trying to be embarrassed like that.
No, what I said is like, I'm never getting embarrassed like that again. Did I go home and study? I studied every clash tune, every song, tape, whatever, speech. I was listening to Firelinks, Mataron, Mighty. every song clash that was song clashing at the moment, after that 45 shootout, I studied. And that's like, I am never getting
So
like that.
to bring it in a nutshell, the one thing you learned was for every dance or party that you play at, you do your homework prior to make sure you're always ready.
Must do your homework.
I want you to look into the camera.
You must do your homework. Young DJs coming up, if you want to exceed, do your homework. Do your research. Don't think you can just walk into a party and play the hottest tunes of the night. Because a guy like me will look at you, you're going to play that? Okay, I'm going to go way back. I'm going to take you this lane. I'm going to take you that lane. And you're going to be like, oh, this guy played this and got all this forward, and I just played all the new stuff that everybody knows. Music is life, bro.
Now, speaking on that, we're going to flip it right now. Who is Maestro outside of music? We know you're a Gombey. What Gombey troupe are you from?
I represent H&H. That is my family's group. My grandpa started that there, and I'm just carrying on the legacy of his.
So are you still a drummer or an active Gombey?
I'm a coach.
Oh, so you teach people how to be a Gombey?
I teach people how to be Gombeys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I did this stuff since I was 3, man. Like I said, music's always been in me. So whether I try to get away from it or not, one thing leads to another.
Are you a family man?
I have 2 kids, bro.
Hey,
Boy and a girl.
Are you looking to get married, settle down?
To the right woman.
And to become an adult?
To the right woman, but I gotta let her know me and this music thing go real bad together. So, you know.
So that's an interesting conversation we're about to have, Bermuda. We're going to talk about how to be a family man and a man that's working on a relationship, his time management aspects in the DJ thing. So this is from an older guy. You would call me your older guy giving you knowledge. Make time.
You do have to make time, yes, but they also have to understand you need time to do what you do.
Time management, brother.
It is time management.
Time management.
But some girls or some ladies like to say, why you always on that computer? Why you always on them turntables?
So I'm going to give you a trick out of phrase book, because those that know me, I've gone through many relationships being a DJ. If you're playing particularly Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Tuesday night, take her to movies, unexpected. Oh. Take her to somewhere to eat, unexpected.
All right.
I use it, as we would say, as a trump card. Oh, yeah. Dude, why do you think we went on Tuesday night? Because I knew I was busy for the weekend.
Okay, but check it out, though. You still need time to prep, right? What about that Wednesday? She's going to want us just chill and be around, but you want to practice. But she wants cuddle time.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, sir. How do we get future DJs? How do we get future DJs?
This is what I'm saying, like.
So is your management.
Yeah, like, I give you that Tuesday, but allow me to have that Wednesday. You know what I mean? You know I'm going to play Thursday or Friday. You know I'm going to play the rest of the weekend.
I'm going to give you some information that Birdie told me, because I had this conversation with somebody. Communication is the best. Your communication skills, because you can communicate and talk. Yes, you're talking over this mic.
I communicate. You know, I tell them in the beginning, hey, me and this music things go real bad together. So we gotta compromise.
So it's just gotta be second fiddle to the music.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
I respect you.
At the end of the day,
myself.
At the end of the day, that music is bringing in money for me to take you out to buy you things. And so in order for me to do these things, I gotta, you know.
Okay. I like to say this conversation's good. I like to say this conversation. Also, what are your hobbies? Because a lot of people, when you say Maestro is a Gombey, he does music. What are other things of your interests?
Bruh, let me say, I am music, full and through. If I'm not being Gombey, if I'm not DJing, I'm him probably producing, because I went to school for audio engineering and electronic music production.
Where to?
SAE in the UK, in London.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
That shows you, Bermuda. Look at this guy. He plays on the radio, but there's a lot more than a hat rack on his shoulder.
There's a lot more.
I didn't know that.
That's I mean, I've been all fields of this music industry, from like doing the lighting and sound and all that. I used to rock for Spanish Time for a while. do radio now. Used to work at Vibe. That's where I got my first start. Big up to Rusty G for that deal too, for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
And then, even still now at IRIE, again, carrying a field boy. So it's like I'm always just been in this music space, whether it's live, studio, DJing, radio. This just it.
Okay.
I'm not a sports guy. I watch sports. I know how to play sports, but don't ask me to come play on your football team or your cricket team. Ain't happening.
Look at that Bermuda.
Ain't happening.
He is a rainer that has no sporting premises. Another thing I want to get into you before we get into radio. How did you adjust from playing in parties and dances to the radio scene?
It took me not too much of a transition. It was more or less, okay, just be mindful. It's not a dance. You cannot bomba, whatever on the radio. You got to keep it kind of politically correct. You know what I mean? You can still play the music as long as it's clean.
Yes. So you worked on your radio edits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, speaking on that, who were some of the DJs or radio personalities that you looked at along your career to give us the finished product of Maestro? Because everybody says, I got this from him, I got this from my, I got this from Mataran, I got my mic presence from Kevin Cron, I got my delay from Rory. Who were those DJs?
Hey, believe it or not, though, I was scared to talk on the mic for the longest while. But I give props to you. Because remember when we guys used to play down the beach? Well, I used to play down the beach. You used to just come, take the mic. I would listen to you. It's like, this guy talks some wildness, though, but I like it. I like it. I rate it. I'm going to steal a page out of his book. So big ups to you on that deal. Yeah. Other people I listen to, of course, growing up, Mataran, Firelinks, Roy from Stan Love, the greats, of course. Yeah. But for like my stage presence, I end up trying to like mimic other people, which I felt like wasn't authentically me.
Yeah.
So I took a step back, and I was like, if I'm gonna speak on the mic, I gotta speak as Maestro.
Yeah.
A little bit of Calvin.
Yeah.
But I gotta be Maestro, like. Yeah. So I just be me and just say what comes to my mind. Be random-ish.
Because we both that. But one thing where, believe it or not, the guy that got me into talking on mic, because it's funny that you said that, I never like playing talking on a mic.
I like crazy.
And shout out to Mikey B, my brethren.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mikey B.
I was in the barbershop, and Mikey B was like, hey, Free, you play it down Dandy Time, you play it pretty good. Why you don't talk to the mic? Oh, Mike, I don't really do this mic thing, da da da. And you know what Mikey said to me? He's gonna laugh when he sees this. Hey, Free, you know they're paying money to see you? You're the main act. Screw them. They already paid to see you. Be yourself.
I actually like that.
I used to get my liquid courage. Like my Grey Goose and cranberry. I said,
we'll do that sometimes.
Don't panic.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what do I like? And then me and Naku and the twins of friends of McCory just say what's to your mind, Free. Because I was trying to emulate what I heard Matt Turon say.
Exactly.
What I heard Rory say.
That's what I meant.
And I was like, I'll be thinking to say it, but when I say it, it don't come out.
It don't come out.
They used to say, just if it comes to your mind, remember, buddy, next mix, they'll forget what you last said. And to this day, that's the one I run. So, look, man, you ain't as good as your last mix. Let it go.
Yep.
Now, speaking on that, you played at both radio stations. What was the transition like playing at Vibe 103 and now coming to IRIE?
I would say playing at Vibe 103, you got to play more open format. As you know, IRIE is more of a reggae-based Caribbean station, but Vibe was everything. You got top 40, you got soca, you got reggae, you got dancehall, hip-hop, R&B. Afro, everything.
Yes.
Okay. You know what I mean? But me coming from a dancehall background, it just feels more comfortable playing at IRIE because I just flow.
Okay.
I just flow. And people already know. Half of y'all listen to dancehall reggae anyway, so you're just like putting on your socks. It just feels comfortable.
Now, speaking on that, playing on the radio, you play 5 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Where can people also catch you outside of your radio playing? I know you play at Princess, right?
At Boundary every Sunday, 4 to 8 p.m. And just really at private gigs and parties, any party people party that they put on, of course.
Shout out to party people.
Yeah, shout out to party people.
We got Carnival coming on.
Yep.
Now, speaking on that, how do you change the radio persona from playing at IRIE and then you finish at 6, 7 o'clock and gotta play at this party? Because a lot of people don't understand a radio persona is different than when you're playing at somebody's party. How do you adjust? Like
I said earlier, like radio, you have to kind of be politically correct. So you kind of put a restraint on what you want to say on the radio.
Yeah.
Now, it depends what party I'm playing at. Now, if I'm
atmosphere.
Yes, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
If I'm playing at a corporate party, I'm gonna keep it radio Maestro. I'm gonna keep it radio Maestro.
PG-13.
Yes. If I'm at somewhere else where I could let it on, oh, we're gonna talk. We could talk some slackness. We're gonna have some fun. You know what I mean? Because I want people to come out and enjoy and have fun.
Okay. Now, speaking on that, we've got soca versus reggae coming up, and you're one of the guys on the soca team.
My first time, too.
We're not going to put it out there, but I can say as a veteran that's done it, how do you feel about this? And how will you grasp that moment when it comes? Because believe it or not, soca versus reggae, those that don't know, is one of the premier parties on the Bermuda calendar. And we got a shout out to Declan and Apache for bringing it back.
To Wild Apache one time.
How do you feel?
I'm excited. I mean, putting me first, I don't know if you would have did that. Could have been second or third even. But I'll take the opportunity. I'll be thankful for the opportunity. And I'm just going to do what I do. Shout any soca. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. I'm just happy to be a part of the whole thing. Like, being this is my first time.
Speaking on that, what is your favorite genre of music to play outside of soca and dancehall?
Latin.
Me gusta bonita señorita.
Hey, I don't even know what they're saying, but I just love it. Done.
I just told you I like beautiful women. Look at this.
Hey, listen.
You told me you like Latin music.
Listen, I play the beat, and if I like the beat, and I hear one I gotta look up the lyrics, make sure it ain't nothing that I go against.
Okay.
Yeah, we want it, cousin.
Corey and DJ Flavor, you can DM me. We're gonna have a conversation about this a little later. But Maestro, this has been a great interview. And on behalf of the Loud Lounge, it took us 3 years, 13 days, 27 hours, and 13 minutes to finally get you here. I wish you all the best and have a promising career. All right?
That's all, man.
This is the Loud Lounge of yours truly, Selector Frey, and the man himself, Mr. Man United, DJ Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro in the building. What you saying? Big up yourself. Big up Channel 82.
We out of here.